The busy streets of the city were filled with the usual hustle and bustle, people rushing to their destinations, cars honking, and vendors shouting to grab attention. Amid the chaos, there was a quiet, somber figure standing on the corner of a busy intersection. A young homeless girl, no older than 16, stood with a weathered guitar in her hands, a faded cardboard sign at her feet. The sign read, "Hungry. Anything helps. Thank you." Her clothes were ragged, and her face was pale from lack of food and sleep, but her eyes still carried a spark, a glimmer of hope that refused to fade despite her circumstances. She began to strum her guitar, the soft melody rising above the noise of the city. Her voice, though weak from hunger and exhaustion, had a raw beauty to it, pure and full of emotion. As her voice filled the air, people passed by, some dropping a few coins into her jar, others not sparing her a second glance. But no one stopped. No one seemed to hear the hauntingly beautiful voice of the young girl in the street. That is, until a black car pulled up to the curb. Clint Eastwood, dressed casually but with an unmistakable presence, stepped out and noticed the girl standing there. His sharp eyes instantly saw the raw talent in her voice. Without thinking twice, he walked over to her, his steps steady and purposeful. What will Clint Eastwood do when he hears her sing? Why has he stopped? Keep watching to find out what happens next. The girl continued to sing, her voice trembling slightly as she sang her heart out. She didn't notice Clint standing just a few feet away, completely absorbed in the music. As the final note of the song hung in the air, she lowered her guitar, her shoulders slumping slightly from fatigue. Clint took a few steps closer, and the girl finally noticed him. She stopped in mid-motion, startled by his sudden presence. She quickly looked down at her sign, embarrassed as if she expected him to look down on her. "Hey," Clint said, his voice calm and warm. "You've got a beautiful voice." The girl blinked in surprise. Was this man actually speaking to her? "Thank you," she replied softly, her voice tinged with disbelief. "But I'm just trying to get by. I don't expect much." Clint nodded, understanding the struggle in her words. "What's your name?" he asked, kneeling down to meet her eye level. "Ella," she said quietly. I'm I'm just trying to make enough to eat, maybe find a place to stay tonight." Clint looked at her for a moment, taking in her tired eyes and the worn-out guitar. He could tell she had potential, so much more than just the homeless girl standing on the corner. What will Clint do to help Ella? Does he have a plan to turn her life around? Keep watching to see what incredible thing happens next. Clint looked around, assessing the situation. The city streets were filled with the noise of everyday life, but in this moment, everything felt quieter. Ella was still standing there, uncertain of what to expect from this stranger who had just complimented her. Clint's mind was working fast. He could see the talent, the rawness in Ella's voice, and he knew that she deserved so much more than to be singing on the streets for a few coins. "How long have you been doing this?" Clint asked, his tone gentle but direct. "A few months," Ella replied, a sad smile tugging at her lips. "I lost my family, and then I lost everything." Clint could see the pain behind her words. She had been through things that no young person should have to endure. He paused for a moment before speaking again. "I know someone who can help you," Clint said. Ella looked at him, her eyebrows furrowing in confusion. "Help me? Who would help me?" Clint smiled, his eyes filled with warmth. "Someone who can hear your voice and knows exactly what it's worth. I think it's time for you to get the break you deserve." What kind of help is Clint talking about? Will Ella take the leap and trust him? Keep watching to find out the incredible turn of events that follow. Ella stood there uncertain. She had spent so much time surviving, just getting by each day, that the idea of someone offering her help, especially from someone like Clint Eastwood, seemed almost too good to be true. "Why would you help me?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly with emotion. Clint smiled gently, his eyes full of kindness. "Because you deserve it. Because I see something in you that you don't see in yourself yet. You've got talent. You just need the right opportunity to show the world what you've got." Ella hesitated, her heart pounding. She had been let down so many times before, but something about Clint's calm, confident demeanor made her believe he was genuine. "What do I have to do?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Clint's eyes sparkled with determination. I'm going to get you in front of people who can help. I know a few people in the music industry who are looking for someone just like you. It's time for you to take